Okay, I'm gonna talk to you today about why and how I plan to become perfect by the age I turn 90. And hopefully, after this speech, I'll get you to change your perspective on age and aging. So let me start. As I told you before the meeting, I had an operation, surgery, last week. So a plate was taken out of my arm. I was in this hospital, and it was a routine thing, so don't worry, I'll survive probably. If I don't get on a bike and nasty bike crashes in the near future. But I was in this big hospital where I was taken in a room in the orthopedic department, in a room with 5 elderly women. So let me show you the picture, what I saw. I'm coming into the room, there are all of these beds full of women who are complaining, most of them cannot move, they have diapers, etc. in me there. And then I hear this voice from one of the beds, which is, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?" Like, what? Why are you here? And so on. And this turned out to be a very funny lady. She is, her name is Antoinetta. She's 77, so she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything because she had broken her hip. But she was a lot of fun to be around. So she started telling me stories, talking about her life experience, how she went to China. She was citing poems, poetry, because that's one of her pastimes. She's writing poems. She was talking about style, about fashion, about her meeting Todor Zhivkov or whatever. I mean, some of the things I'm not sure if ever happened. But anyway, my point is that this was the person that I wanted to stay with. I started buying her coffee with some milk and 1 sugar. That's how she liked it. And I was just sitting next to her because I wanted to take some of this spirit, be more like that. So this is a person, an elderly person, who made me think that she doesn't demand care. She doesn't demand you to stay next to her and do things for her. Like another lady was asking me to change her diaper or do something with her jaws. Artificial jaws. Trust me, I was really glad to get out of the hospital. But Tony, I wanted to do things for her because she was taking joy in communicating, in talking to me. So this is my first example. I want to be more like Tony when I'm this age, like almost 80, whatever. And you can imagine that in a room dynamics, such as in a strange place like a hospital room, whatever, it's really hard to keep your spirit so high at any age. And if you are 77 and you cannot move and you've been there in the hospital for a week to do that, to be so witty and so fun and try to communicate and not complain all the time, well, that's what I call an inspirational lady. So my second example of a person that I admire, that's in his elderly age. This is Peter. He's from France, and I met him at a Toastmasters meeting. So my sister lives in Paris with her family. I don't speak French, and from all of my visits, which have been 7 or 8 so far, I've never been out with the French guys or people or whatever. Because I've never been to a networking event, but now that I'm part of Toastmasters, I thought, well, why not go to a meeting? So I searched them online. They have 20 or more clubs in Paris, and I went there, and it turned out that I was lucky. They were the oldest club in Paris. So this guy, Peter, who is 90, he's a distinguished Toastmasters, and our friend Anton out there can tell you more about distinguished Toastmasters because he aspires to be that someday, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. That's what I was expecting. Oh my God. So this guy, Peter, has helped open more than 10 clubs in Paris. He's a lawyer from the United States, And what he does is he finds communities in Paris. And so he uses Toastmasters as a way to connect to others. And even today, in his 90s, he was a grammarian. And I wanted to talk to him again because he was such a joyful person. And you can see that even if you're 90, you can be like that. And I want to be like that. So I asked him, Peter, can I sit next to you? Of course, yes. He couldn't say no. And I asked him, Peter, why do you want to open Toastmasters clubs, etc.? He said, well, you know, because I keep opening them because I am changing my place of work, and that's why I'm just helping open new clubs all over the place. So I'm helping build communities. And he also said that Toastmasters is not about public speaking. It's about leadership skills. And now that my time is almost over, I'm gonna tell you what is my roadmap for the next 30 years. As I said, next month I'm turning 30 on the 1st of August. Any presents are highly welcome. Maybe we can have a party or something, maybe not. But I've taken some small decisions, intentions more like, and I hope that you can join me in some of them. The first would be to stay as healthy as possible. And I don't mean like getting into bike crash accidents like I did last year to get the plate in my hand. I mean, I want to move more, and I want to eat more vegetables. I want to get leaner, because when you are leaner, you live longer. That sort of stuff. That's true. Then I want to learn to meditate or appreciate the moments more. Some of the most successful people that we know are, okay, I'm not qualifying. Some of the most successful people that we know are very often very, very unhappy because they never took the time to appreciate what they got. Then my third intention would be to learn as much as possible and also to take part in communities like this, like Toastmasters. And that's where, here with you guys, you're inspiring me to learn more. And I'm very grateful for this. And I'll finish up and wrap up with the quotes that these two guys, Tommy and Peter, inspired me to think about. So it is from my favorite Facebook author, anonymous. Maybe most of you have heard it. So people are great at imitating. Give them something great to imitate. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronika. So we'll continue.